Over 40? Feel exhausted every day, even with enough sleep, eating well and working out? I'm here to tell you it's not because of aging. There are 6 hidden problems happening at the cellular level in your body that are draining your energy faster than your body can produce it. That's why you feel so tired. So in this video, you'll learn exactly what's broken inside your body, from toxins leaking into your bloodstream causing inflammation and tiredness, to how the systems meant to energize you could be wearing you down even more, and how to reset it so you can finally feel energized again without relying on caffeine, supplements, or forcing yourself to push through it. Let's get started. See, while we all slow down a bit as we get older, there's a massive difference between normal aging and what's actually happening inside your body right now. Normal aging means you might not recover from a hard workout quite as fast as you did at 25, or you might notice a few more gray hairs. But dragging yourself through every single day, no matter how much you sleep, is not aging. That's cellular dysfunction, which simply means your body is losing its ability to perform cellular functions like energy production, nutrient transport, and communication. But why does your body suddenly lose its ability to perform cellular functions? Well, it has some biological causes happening at the cellular level. There are exact, measurable reasons why you feel the way you are. The first root cause is mitochondrial dysfunction. We all learned in 9th grade that these are your power plants that take the food you eat and the oxygen you breathe to turn it into energy, specifically a molecule called ATP. ATP is like the electricity that runs everything in your body. This ATP is the energy currency of your cells. Your heart beats 100,000 times every single day, and every beat of it requires ATP. Your brain processes thousands of thoughts, and it requires ATP. Your liver, your digestive system, every single one of those processes needs ATP to perform. The problem is, after you turn 40, your mitochondria, the power plants that produce ATP, start breaking down. In fact, mitochondrial efficiency can drop by 50% or more between the ages of 40 and 70. There are a few reasons for this. First, your mitochondria have their own DNA, separate from the DNA in your cells. Over time, this mitochondrial DNA gets damaged from a number of factors like stress, poor diet, lack of sleep, environmental toxins. All of these create damage faster than your body can repair it. Second, when mitochondria break down, they don't just produce less energy. They also release damaging molecules called free radicals into your cells. These free radicals damage the mitochondria even more, which produce more free radicals, which causes more damage in the cell. It's a downward spiral. So now you're running on half power while your cells fill up with toxic waste. This is why you feel so tired in your muscles even when you try to exercise. Why your brain feels foggier even after sleeping. Why you need caffeine just to mask the symptoms. But mitochondrial dysfunction is just one of the problems. There are even bigger root causes of cellular dysfunction. One of them has to do with your gut. This is where most people don't understand the fatigue is coming from. You see, your gut does way more than just digest food. It's home to trillions of bacteria that help you absorb nutrients, produce vitamins, and train your immune system. Also, your gut produces about 90% of the body's serotonin and dopamine production. These are the chemicals that regulate your mood, your sleep, and your motivation. But once you turn 40, your gut microbiome changes. The good, helpful bacteria start to decrease, and the inflammatory bacteria start to increase. This is because the antibiotics you've taken over your lifetime kill good bacteria. Processed foods feed the bad bacteria. Lack of fiber starves the good bacteria. Over time, the balance tips in the wrong direction. When you have more bad bacteria than good, your gut lining starts to break down. Normally, your gut has a tight barrier that allows only fully digested nutrients through. But when this barrier weakens, partially digested food particles and bacterial toxins leak into your bloodstream. Your immune system sees these particles as invaders and attacks them. This creates inflammation throughout your entire body. And when your immune system is fighting constantly, it uses massive amounts of cellular energy. When this happens, the mitochondria that were supposed to make energy for your cells, your brain, your muscles, are now making energy for your immune system to create inflammation. Plus, when your gut is inflamed and damaged, you stop absorbing nutrients properly. You might be eating plenty of food, but you're not getting the B vitamins, iron, and magnesium your cells need to produce energy. You're literally starving at the cellular level despite eating enough. So now you're tired physically and mentally, and it's all connected back to what's happening in your gut, in your mitochondria, and in your cells. Now, if these problems existed separately, they'd be hard enough to deal with, but they actually feed into each other in ways that make everything worse. For example, your gut problems create inflammation. Inflammation damages mitochondria even further, reducing energy production. Low energy makes it harder for your gut to repair itself. Poor gut health disrupts hormone production. Hormone imbalances change your gut bacteria, and round it goes. This is why you can't just take melatonin for sleep and expect your fatigue to disappear. You're dealing with a web of cellular dysfunction where every broken piece is connected to every other broken piece. All these systems are broken and feeding into each other. What's the answer? More nutrients, supplements, a vacation? Go on vacation if you'd like, but what you really need is a way to tell your mitochondria to start producing energy again, for your gut to repair its barrier, and your cells to stop creating so much inflammation. This is exactly what peptide therapy does. Peptides are short chains of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, the same stuff you get from eating chicken or eggs. When amino acids link together in specific short sequences, they become signaling molecules. Think of peptides like text messages between your cells. When one cell needs to tell another cell something, it sends a peptide. That peptide carries specific instructions. Produce more growth hormone, or start repairing this tissue, or reduce inflammation here. Peptides tell your cells what to do, how to function, when to produce hormones, when to reduce inflammation, when to start healing. They're the language your body uses to communicate at the cellular level. Now, your body already produces thousands of peptides naturally. They're how your cells communicate with each other every single day. When you're young and healthy, your cells are constantly sending the signals back and forth, keeping everything running smoothly. But with time, your mitochondria, your gut, all your systems break down, they stop producing the right peptides in the right amounts, or the cells stop responding to the peptides properly. Peptide therapy bypasses that problem. Instead of hoping your broken system will start working again, you're providing the signals directly. For example, there's a peptide called MOTS-SC that works directly with your mitochondria. MOTS-SC actually produced naturally inside your mitochondria, and it tells them to optimize energy production and use fuel more efficiently. It's like sending a direct command to your broken power plant to start properly working again. But different peptides work in completely different ways. Samorelin, for instance, works entirely different than MOTS-SC. Instead of targeting your mitochondria, samorelin binds to specific receptors in your pituitary gland and triggers the release of growth hormone in a natural pattern, the same way your body used to do it when you were younger. This is important to understand because it shows you how specific peptide therapy can be. MOTS-SC goes straight to your mitochondria to fix energy production. Samorelin goes to your pituitary to restore hormone signaling. They're targeting completely different systems in your body with precision. When you use these peptides together, you're essentially restoring the communication systems that tells your body to produce growth hormones naturally. You're not injecting growth hormone itself, you're giving your body the signals it needs to make it its own. And this same principle works for all of the problems we discussed. There are peptides that signal your mitochondria to produce more energy. There are peptides that tell your gut lining to repair itself. There are peptides to coordinate your immune system to reduce chronic inflammation. But not all peptide therapy is the same. You could take that exact same peptide as someone else and get completely different results, because your cellular dysfunction is unique to you. Your fatigue is not the same as somebody else's fatigue. Maybe your main problem is broken mitochondria and you can barely make it through your workout. Maybe someone else's main problem is gut inflammation and hormone imbalances. You could both say, I'm tired all the time, but what's broken inside your body is completely different. This is why generic peptide protocols don't work, or worse, they work for a little bit and then plateau, leaving you frustrated and wondering why everyone else seems to be getting better results than you. This is where Vive Wellness comes in. Vive starts with a comprehensive assessment that actually finds what's broken. We're not just checking if you have a disease. We're looking for dysfunction, the stuff that makes you feel terrible but doesn't show up on standard lab tests. Then we assess markers of metabolic function and gut health. We look at how efficiently your cells are using energy, whether you're absorbing nutrients properly, whether inflammation is coming out from your gut. Based on all that data, we design a peptide protocol specifically for your biology. For example, if your main problem is gut inflammation, your protocol might start with BPC 157 and KPV, or even TB500. These are peptides that signal tissue repair and healing. BPC 157 specifically helps restore that gut barrier we talked about. TB500 coordinates repair processes throughout your body, helping damaged tissues become fixable and healthy again. And for someone whose biggest issue is low growth hormone, their protocol might be built around samorelin, CJC 1295, and ipamorelin to restore natural hormone production, combined with peptides that support thyroid function and cellular sensitivity to hormones. Our team understands how these peptides interact with each other and with your biology. They know which combinations work better together than separately. This is why our patients get real results, because they have personalized protocols instead of generic ones. Now you know that your constant fatigue isn't normal aging. It's cellular dysfunction, and all of these problems are feeding into each other, creating a cycle that gets worse every day you leave it unfixed. And you also know that peptide therapy restores cellular signals that tells your body to heal itself. It's fixing the root cause at the cellular level, but only if it's done right. So now it's up to you. Go to Vive Wellness and book your discovery call today to know more about peptide therapy.